Oh, yes, yes. You know, thinking about working at a bank, I know that banks are so important to businesses and the relationships that they have, and it can be competitive unless, of course, you control the population. I had heard the way that we were going to go in Christianity, where you'd get yourself one of these big inflatable titted lookalikes of a spouse. Yes. And then you'd fuck one side of the congregation on the left breast and then the other side on the right breast. Pooch. There's a way to build a congregation so that if your big-titted look-alike actually fucks all of them, yes, you can take control of their finances, and they always pay for sex. Pooch. Now, I know in Christianity financing is so important, and it would seem to me that Kingsway had some long-term financing that I wanted to have paid off. I had talked to Hu Jintao and I said, well, why don't we just give them $750,000? We can pay off their long-term financing, and then they could increase the salaries of Chris Goff or J.R. Van Proyen or David Wilson when he was an employee as the assistant pastor at Kingsway Foursquare Church. I had heard that somebody actually did put a check in the offering, and Mike tore it up because he was not going to be bought by the Chinese. Now, I'm a little concerned about the tithing of those that have church financing. Oh, I'm thinking that I want to know, where are the mortgages of every church that calls himself a 501c3, all those ordained pastors? Did you get the family's way of financing where it's a floating rate financing? Yes. Because I was just looking at these different types of loans. You have commercial, financial, and agricultural loans. Yes. Then you have real estate construction loans, real estate mortgages, yes, installment loans to individuals, and lease financing. Oh, but each of these different types of domestic loans, they have different interest rate sensitivities. Yes, the maturities and sensitivities of loans to changes in interest rates. Yes. Now, let's say that you had a large mortgage on your church, and $750,000 seems like a lot for Kingsway. And you got to fill the congregation because you got to pay that mortgage. And a lot of churches, they're believing God for good things. Well, as an individual that likes churches, in fact, I like the Russian and Ukrainian Orthodox churches. Yes, I wanted to give a little money to them to fix up their very old churches. Why don't we go through all of the individual church mortgages today and find out who's providing all that financing? Ooch. Now, if you're going the way of fucking the congregation, more than likely you've borrowed more than the congregation can support. And considering, the fraud of using my sister's image holding Legina in a Rotarian newsletter, I'd be concerned as a lender. Well, what if the senior pastor of Kingsway goes to prison for fraud? Pooch. Money laundering? Ooch. The family's way of coming the money? Why don't you get me the actual terms of the mortgages of America's churches and then find out who the lenders are, because I dislike the thought of fucking the congregation. In fact, when I moved there, I found out about this which way you know, where you'd be on each other and you'd have sex through each other and you'd see each other naked, and then you'd sit in the congregation acting like you don't know what each other looks like without your clothes on. Pow! See, it was always, oh, I see. Well, come to find out, Paul could not be on any person in the congregation. Now, I'm probably one of the few that could not fuck through anybody. But when I found out that Christianity decided to go the way of seeing the parishioners naked, I decided to get fucking pissed off. So why don't you get me the church financing right now? Because it seems like a perversion to Christianity to fuck the congregation. Cha-cha, cha-cha, cha-cha-cha!